Okay, the purpose of this video is to give you a quick overview of the features of proactive inventory management software from AccuAir. This particular video doesn't go through any transactions, but it gives you sort of the scope of the features in the software. We're going to go down through the menu here. You can see on the main view inventory screen here, sorry, just logging in here. We do have security on the system as well. This is a list of all of the items that you already have in inventory. So you can see we've got some pretty advanced filtering. People can add customizations to this if you want to see some graphics and different types of charting here. That can be done as well. We can sort in different ways on the screen, or we can search for a particular item, let's say in a database. Well, that's not an item, but anyway. Let's see if we go ahead and highlight that one. The most rudimentary thing you do here is probably some searching. And it just goes ahead and just filters the screen showing where that particular item is in stock in the different locations. You can see the different vendors, the warehouses that the inventory is at, and the location within that warehouse. In the Manage Items environment, this is where you actually create your actual items. So let's go ahead and use that same item again here. Go ahead and search on that, filter that down. You can see the structure of how we create our item master, if you will, of items. So now we can quote actually having these batch uploaded if you have a list of items that you'd like to import, or you can go ahead and just add your key items here. Notice a key element here that we can support both serialized type items and non-serialized type items, and that means that we can handle bulk type inventory management that's done in quantities. You might receive 50 of them in all in one box, or if it's a more expensive asset type item like a computer or an engine or something like that, you would make that a serialized type item. But you can actually pre-designate sort of the default home location for that item, although we do allow you to receive that item into stock in any location, but we pre-suggest this location during receiving process. So this kind of gives you a feel for the different fields that we can support, and we can work with individual customers on making some of these show or not show. Next, the receiving screen. Go ahead and we'll use that same item again here. You can see it pulls up the description on that item. It assigns it the incremented asset ID number, although we do allow you in other places in the software to go ahead and type in a custom asset ID number if you have another system for doing that. It pulls up the manufacturer's model number. You can enter a serial number. So this would be the process of receiving serialized items. But we have also worked with customers to render this onto a sort of a simpler scanning screen to be able to quickly scan in serialized items as well. Now the check-in and check-out functionality, I'll just sort of give you an overview of that. It's going to show different views in there because only items that are serialized type items, can be checked in and checked out. And then the items that have already been checked out can then be checked back in again. So again, that's for sort of issuing something out to a particular person, and you expect that to be coming back, so you're effectively just checking it in or checking it out. Ship transfer functionality, kind of hard to be ready to demo this until we sort of maybe prepare a little bit more for the demo, but you can designate and create a shipment of one or many items to another site, and what this does is something a little bit more complicated than just a move. It allows you to actually create a shipment. The location of the inventory at that point is in transit and it's not completely moved to the new location until a person were to go ahead and click the receive link on a shipment that was inbound to them, to their site, and they can only see the shipments that are headed to their site, but with one simple receive link click they can go ahead and receive that in. And we can print barcodes in different ways. We have a host of different ways that we offer that for customers. Sometimes that has to be customized for what they want to actually do. We also get involved and show a number of different inventory management type reports, user history reports, and tracking reports for knowing where things have been and tracking location of assets as they move around. And a lot of these other links are really for setting up the system, like you can add sites and locations and employees, so that when you're doing the main transactions in the software, you can select those types of data as they're created in the system. Probably one of the more powerful features in the software is our ability to create user profiles and limit what different users can do. This assigns that user to a particular site, and you give that user a role. And as you can see in the roles screen here, I'm using the admin role right now, but we can throttle back what available functions are in the software for a particular user based on their role in the system. So some pretty complicated security that is site ready, so if you have multiple sites and you need to protect user A from seeing inventory in other sites, we can do that and it doesn't appear in their view. Lastly, one of the more important sort of complete subsections to the software is the mobile application. Because we are web-based, our mobile application, as you can see, is a smaller set of screens that can be run on any mobile device that has a browser. And as you can see here, we've got a few different functions. The move function would be to move something from one location to another. It's a little bit easier than the ship transfer function because it moves it instantaneously. But we can also do a ship transfer function here. We can count inventory, receive new inventory into stock, and then issue inventory, which I didn't show you on the other screen, as a way to take things out of stock when you want to actually consume or deplete the inventory. Hope that gives you a general overview of the software. Please contact Accura Incorporated if you have any questions. Thank you.